I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we are on. Humanities is a tremendously important aspect of teaching primary age children. It is essential they gain understandings of past and present relationships with other people and also relationships with land. These students need this knowledge in order for progression and development in our ever-changing society. Through understanding and appreciating ways of life and perceptions of different individuals, children are able to compare and have comparisons of different cultures, particularly that of Aboriginals of Australia. Humanities is key to students understanding the complex processes of which have shaped and moulded the modern Australia we live in today. It provides students with investigative responses to different challenges people face involving interconnections with the environment. Humanities itself involves students exploring the processes that have shaped and continue to shape societies and cultures throughout our community. This subject promotes appreciation in the children of changes over time, along with the challenges faced by different people and cultures, including those of both Indigenous Australian and Torres Strait Islander groups. Throughout our school and the community culture we have developed here, we strongly believe in the necessary development of knowledge of humanities throughout children in all year levels. With our humanities team involving just myself, Jacqueline Nolan, Maddie Dubai, Maddie Hegarty and Mark Luca, we have a tight working group of which promote the understanding of history, geography, politics and economics. Australian humanities education involves primary school students engaging in past and present of their communities and environments, and the connections of which people have had with these. It is important to include Indigenous perspectives in the education in all year levels. Children are influenced through many different grounds throughout both their home and school lives. By developing Indigenous awareness and perspectives in primary school, children are able to learn, appreciate and understand the conflicting views of Australia's Indigenous history and lifestyles. By developing knowledge and understandings of the perspectives within Indigenous culture and the invasion which occurred, students are able to learn of the varying perspectives in regards to the issues of which have befallen between European and Indigenous Australians. We promote respect, relationships and reconciliation to involve our students today in inclusion and understanding of how life has been altered for Indigenous people in Australia. These understandings allow the students to recognise ways in which Anglo-Saxon and Indigenous people in our country, along with allowing them to break stereotypes of their opinions on these issues throughout the country. The AITSL Teaching Standard 1.4 explores strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. As examined by Vermont and Verloop through a university study, it was shown that these students approach learning and teaching in the same way as other students. However, a major difference lay between the conceptions of formal learning and perceptions of informal learning, resulting in significant alterations in lesson plans to address the needs of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. Linking to this, Standard 2.4 involves the ability to understand and respect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to promote reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australia. Museums are a crucial part of the history of both Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians and the way in which Australia came to be as one country rather than thousands of language groups. The way children from these origins are treated today is a reflection of the knowledge and appreciation individuals have of the invasion that took place in 1788. To ensure personal philosophy of incorporating Indigenous perspectives into classroom settings, it is important to have a thorough understanding of the different standards which are expected. The AITSL Standards 1.4 and 2.4 are important in acceptance and inclusion of all individuals and portraying correct, unbiased information to students. To achieve these learning standards, it is vital for teachers to understand the ACARA cross-curriculum priorities. These priorities, such as posing questions about the past and present objects, people, places and events, allow students a humanistic approach to learning, as all individuals have different experiences from different times in their lives. Through utilising the ICARA priorities, there are clear pathways to reaching the AITSL learning standards. Through meeting these standards, whole school approaches and activities can be adequate. Significant events and dates are taken into consideration and explained throughout our classes to ensure a holistic approach of learning is met for children within our school. Students in our program are provided with many different aspects to gain appreciation and be offered the chances to develop their knowledge of both past and present issues within our communities and cultures.
As a humanities teacher, I know that not all students are the same, and they don't all learn the same way. As a teacher, I must be prepared to try different teaching methods and to adapt to different pedagogies, ensuring all students will gather a deeper knowledge of the world around us. A pedagogy is the discipline that deals with the theory and practice of education. It concerns the study and practice of how best to teach. Here, we try to use the Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence model. All students possess different kinds of minds and therefore learn, remember, perform, and understand in different ways. Gardner's multiple intelligence are identified into 7 distinct intelligence. We also use lots of different tools in our classrooms to cater for all students, such as ICT and community resources. Critical thinking theories are addressed as we are encouraging the students to analyse the question and promote higher thinking. I also like to incorporate collaborative learning through group activities, as we believe students who work together question and explore the topic in more depth. Inquiry questions are also addressed, as this gives the students a purpose. It also allows for direct lending objective, which enhances learning. Inquiry questions can be very creative and often let the student's imagination influence the answer. This can also help the students realise that there can be more than one answer to a question.
By granting the students of Forest Grove Primary School the opportunity to visit Bunjalaka, students were able to have a more practical and memorable learning experience which could not be achieved inside a classroom. Post-museum experience, students were better able to reflect on their time at the centre as they had the ability to see, hear, touch and interact with the environment. This place-based visit allowed students to become immersed in the traditional, sacred and diverse history and importance of country to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Students became well informed through researching a variety of topics through museum artefacts, including geography, history, art, culture, work studies, humanities and social sciences, and language. The visit also allows for links to be made between 1.4 and 2.4 professional standards, the cross-curriculum priorities, and the Australian curriculum. The primary benefit of the Bunjalaka place-based visit was being physically present and absorbed in an area enriched with culture, tradition, and history. For example, being able to touch and see a possum skin cloak provides a natural curiosity as to why and how they were used. Also, having an interactive display of the way country was prior to colonisation provides students with a visual representation, making it simpler to understand the way Australia was and the traditional languages. Also, students were able to see firsthand and research how different equipment was created and used, such as the shield display case. Similarly, in the outside environment, showing the plants and their uses. Students are better engaged, and this results in a higher learning outcome. The visit to Bunjalaka was central and real to the classroom, as it was able to efficiently and effectively target many areas of the cross-curriculum priorities. Students were capable of engaging at the exhibits, assisting them in developing an awareness and appreciation of and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander literature. Pupils could explore the First Peoples' long and continuous connection with country, their experiences before, during and after European colonisation, and the way identities are expressed. Contemporary artworks by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples can be seen throughout the entire museum, displaying the various relationships with place. Students developed an understanding of the distinctive sense of identity of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders through researching the unique belief systems and their spiritual connections. ATIL developed the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. The standards provide guidelines of what teachers should know and be able to do. The Bunjalaka Museum experience can link to Focus Area 1.4. Strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, as pupils and teachers alike will be able to develop a cultural competence and professional skills and knowledge to teach and enhance the learning opportunities for all students and enable their students to understand and respect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures and languages. The Bunjalaka Museum also provides visitors with a greater understanding and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to promote reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians through revealing the life stories of many generations of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
Programs are arranged to increase students' knowledge, how they are and are able to do it in the world around them. In this way, students' achievement is measured not only by how comfortably students complete their assignments or work, but how much they learn along the way. Why celebrate students' work? It sends a message to the students that learning is important, makes students proud of their hard work that they have done, it builds their confidence, and it makes students want to keep giving 100%. Ways to celebrate students' work is stickers of all sorts, praise, certificates, write a note to the student's parent or guardian saying how well done they did with their work, putting it up on the bulletin board, or a reward such as a pencil, eraser, pen, or a sharp. Input refers to the exposure learners have to authentic language in use. This can be from various sources including the teacher, other learners, and the environment around the learners. Input can be compared to intake, which input then is taken in and internalized by the learners so it can be applied. Outputs are short-term, immediate, visible and concrete, and tangible results that are immediate consequences of project inputs and activities. Outcomes are what learners should be able to do or have done at the end of the class. Outcomes are similar to aims but are more focused on the end result and often described as what actually happened rather than what the teacher intends to happen. Impact is long-term developmental results at the community level linked to the goal or vision. Combination of outputs and outcomes, but are not direct results of a single project or programs.